So usually this range coming from Adidas will just bring us like entry-level performance shoes, but I guess they decided to switch up the things a little bit, and in today's video we're gonna have a look at something which feels actually quite nice, and it will also come at a slightly higher price than usual. Guys, and welcome back for a brand new review. If you are new to the channel, please consider subscribing and also giving me a like. It will really help out the channel. You can also give me a follow on Instagram and TikTok to see exactly what I'm going to review in the next few days. In today's video, guys, we're going to have a look at a pair of shoes which is actually quite surprisingly good. So let's go ahead and take them out of the box, which as you can see will come in one of the regular boxes in this the black colorway, which will just have this Adidas logo here on top of the lid. So let's go ahead and take them out. So in today's video, guys, we're gonna have a look at one of those three color combinations available for now for this pair of shoes, and this one will be the Adidas Supernova Rise. As I said earlier, guys, this Supernova range is actually an entry-level pair of shoes, which in the last couple of years they had some interesting mix of materials between some Boost and some other foams, which at least for this pair changed a lot, and also the price went up as well. So this one will retail at least here in the UK for £130, which will be around 155 US dollars, which will be around a third more than a normal Supernova range. But I guess that will be a bit justified. For this one we're gonna have a new type of foam which is actually quite responsive, and at least comparing with the normal Supernova range, this upper looks a bit better, and it also feels a bit better on foot as well. And when I actually bought this one, they actually had a very interesting campaign where you can actually wear these ones for 30 days as a trial and put as many miles as you want, and in case you don't want, you can just return it no matter what the condition. So most definitely this is a very bold move coming from Adidas, where you can actually try this pair, and if you're not satisfied you can just return it for a full refund. So I guess they are pretty confident that this one is a very good release, which for sure will actually push it towards the Ultra Boost range, which as you might know it will retail at a higher price. So let's go ahead and also do a breakdown of this one, guys. So as you can see, for this upper we're gonna have mainly this mesh material, which will be in this black color, which for sure feels like most of these releases coming from Adidas, at least for the ranges around £100. So this one will have some very good perforation holes, which will give it some breathability. As you can see, on top of this one we're gonna have this rubberized dots, which at least at the front will be considerably less than at the back, which for sure are looking quite nice. And I guess this is just a transition which is going towards this greenish midsole. So in the midfoot, of course, we're gonna have the very well-known three stripes, which they actually cannot miss. So these ones will be also slightly reflective, and they will be available on both lateral and medial side. As you can see, the actual lacing system will have these punch out holes, which will have this rubberized material on top. So the actual laces will be these flat thin ones, and underneath these laces we're gonna have the same mesh material for this tongue, which will actually have quite a good amount of padding underneath, which for sure, at least for me as I have a skinny feet, I kind of like it. This one sits quite nice on top of my foot. As you can see at the top, we're gonna have some extra padding, which will have also this green Adidas, and just above it the Supernova Rise lettering, which for sure is looking quite nice. So going now towards the back of the foot, guys, you can see that these rubberized dots are actually covering most of this back of the shoe, and just at the back of the heel section we're also gonna have this plasticky material, which on top will have this Adidas logo in this black color. And just above it, as most of these releases coming for the Supernova range, we're gonna have this neoprene material, which will have some extra padding on the outside of the shoe. But going inside of the shoe, guys, I need to admit that this lining actually feels quite nice to the touch. It has a very nice pattern, and underneath we're gonna have a very good amount of padding, which for sure will keep your foot quite good in place. And at the bottom we're gonna have a very interesting midsole, which is actually a bit thicker than normal. It doesn't feel as cheap as most of these releases coming from Adidas. And as you can see here at the heel section, we're gonna have written Supernova in this white color. As you can see, this one, it's actually not covering the whole heel section. This one will actually be carved, which most definitely it's a very interesting design, but I'm not entirely sure what the purpose for this one is. So now, guys, we can go to this very interesting looking midsole, which apparently it's made entirely out of this new material, which is called Dreamstrike Plus, which is also written here on the lateral side of the front of the shoe. So this one most definitely has a very interesting design, which, as you can see, going towards the back tends to be a bit narrower. So for sure I feel that this one actually it's very comparable with the Ultra Boost technology, which for sure I feel that it's actually quite squishy. As you can see, we're also gonna have some stabilizing foam as well in this gray color, which will run from the front of the shoe all the way to the back. So for sure I would say that this one will actually work quite nice with this Dreamstrike Plus, and also the design for all of this midsole, it's looking quite nice as well. So now, guys, we can finish with this rubber outsole in this mint, white and black colorway, which for sure I was expecting it to be the Continental one. For sure the design is very similar, but I guess as this one will come at a retail price of just 130 pounds, they didn't actually manage to put the Continental one. We actually have a very interesting pattern, which for sure looks quite grippy. And as I've said earlier, we're also gonna have this stabilizing foam in this gray color, which, as you can see, will be quite visible at the front of the shoe and also in the midfoot. As in for the actual sizing, guys, for me, as I have a skinny fit, for this one I just went with my true to size, and this one fits me just fine. And I would say that it's gonna be roughly the same for people with normal fit, but just in case you have wide fit, guys, most definitely I would suggest you to try to go with at least a half size up, just to make sure that this heel section, which actually has quite a lot of padding, is not gonna be too snug for you. So overall, guys, this brand new release coming from Adidas for this Supernova Rise. In my opinion, it's taking this range a step above the normal releases. So for sure I feel that this one just became one of my favorite daily trainers, which for sure it's looking quite good and it has a very good level of comfort. And we shouldn't forget that this one is actually quite lightweight, so for sure I feel that this Dreamstrike Plus material will actually bring this range very close to the Ultra Boost range, which will come at a higher retail price. So yeah, guys, this was my unboxing and reviewing of this brand new release coming from Adidas for this Supernova Rise range. I really hope you've enjoyed this video, and if you did, don't forget to press the like button, maybe also subscribe to the channel. You can also give me a follow on Instagram and TikTok to see exactly what I'm going to review in the next few days. Of course, if you want to have a look at any of my other releases coming from Adidas for any pairs of running shoes, you can choose any of the videos which you have now on the screen. And as always, I'll see you in my next one. Thanks for watching!